Okay, so A, we are finally live, just letting you know. B, it's interesting because there is actually a statistical test called the run test. There is there is a statistics that is generated in terms of assuming that you have a binary result, which is probability P of being one result and Q of being the other result. If you want to check how many.
P.
Yeah. If you want to check how many times in a row it comes up heads or tails, depending on it is. Like the result is very determined. Like the way that people overshoot the run test is kind of very telling. Like it's several. Like you get like
Right.
people have gotten results that are like several standard deviations off. It's very hard. It's very unlikely that these strings are random, I guess.
Yep. That's also how they find people who are committing financial crimes.
That is a variation, yeah. Because it turns out people suck at generating random numbers.
Yeah.
And
So
voter
if they're
fraud.
trying to make something look like random data, they won't.
There's
like,
some
part
ballot
of-
stuffing as well.
Like,
How do
part
they do
of-
with ballot stuffing?
What's that?
It's a much simpler version. Whereas if you ask people to come up with random percentages, like, okay, there's two candidates in election. You want to fake it so the winning candidate, so candidate A wins. What percentage of the ballots do they get? And
Right.
you want to do it for you need to do it for precincts.
Right.
People tend to say, okay, they have a bias toward sevens and threes as the last digit.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, somebody that is asked to
I
give
have
you
don't have that bias.
somebody that asks you to
Like-
give you a random number will never tell you 10, basically. Like, that is just... That is just
Yeah. Yeah. Like if you pick a random number 1 to 10, people will never pick 10.
Or one. That's actually a principle of cold reading, which you use in Magic all of the time. Not that Magic. The other
I
Magic.
heard
Magic.
Magic, but that's another thing.
Flim flammery. Use it in flim flammery all the time.
Right. Two kinds of magic: the kind with cards and the kind which is bullshit on purpose.
To be fair, some of the one that is bullshit on purpose also involves cards.
That's true. There's some overlap.
These are not totally disjoint.
And also, there are plenty of things in Magic that are bullshit on purpose. Or at least bullshit, if not on purpose. All right, where are we and what are we doing?
It's robot fighting time.
It is robot fighting time. It is one of my favorite time.
The final tanky.
All right, here we go. The humanoid tank. Mr. Barbobot.
That is my favorite. This is a different robot. This is the same robot that we used the first time.
He's got the Phillips head eyes.
Yep. They just call it a Phillips head.
That's because
In robot parlance, that's just called a Phillips head.
Yeah, your head is a Phillips head.
If you have two Phillips eyes. Yeah.
All right. Well, everybody's in the same activation.
Yep.
Because this is a boss, he's going to get to go first.
He is going to go first.
What?
He
I
goes
should
into
probably
effect,
I should
and
probably
you
draw
guys-
a hand. That
We're
sounds.
all- That would help you. You're closest. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Sure.
Okay, right here. All right,
Sandwich.
here it comes. Increment the flywheel. All right. Oh,
no.
God, my macros. All right.
The ham sandwich shuffles wetly in
Yeah.
anticipation.
A real sloppy ham shuffle.
That was really gross. Whoever just shuffled cards, I hate you.
All right. Okay, so here we're gonna spin.
The sloppy ham shuffle is what Miss Piggy danced.
That is
Yeah.
not very close to being a hit.
Okay.
By which I mean
That's a
I'll have to
6?
double check. So but I'm pretty sure it's not a hit. Load, you stupid. Okay, thank you.
Oh, it's actually a miss. That's a 2.
Ah, I didn't see the red outline, so I was like, but yes, it was going to be a miss. But yeah, yes.
Hold on. Let me.
A full
I shall then create a facsimile, or 2 actually, 2 facsimile.
Boink, boink.
I will make an ice cream and a green M&M for Steve's hat.
All right. Well, he's gonna try to stomp on this ice cream.
Dump the ice cream.
I think that's very rude of him.
Okay.
Stomp
1
on it.
ice cream. Stomp.
That's gonna be is Gonzo.
Okay.
All right. I'm swinging in. Captain Blood, the swinger.
Should we check if he's gonna be able to see anybody before we do anything, just so that people know where they want to be?
I think everybody's gonna get all up in it,
Oh.
Yeah,
but perhaps not.
all up in.
I don't know. Like Steve can decide to be far away if he so elects.
I can and will decide to be far away.
Anyway, I'm going to do the blindy thing. How does
Okay.
an 18 look like?
That looks pretty adequate.
It's on vitality. I don't know if it matters, but yeah.
For 18, it doesn't matter.
So he takes 11 damage, and
Nice.
he is blinded by the lights. I will
All
then move here, and my facsimile will move in this direction.
Where's the ice cream?
The ice cream
Gone.
died.
That's
Oh man.
There's no more ice cream.
is instantaneously obliterated. All right, I'm gonna move myself right here.
So it doesn't matter if he's blinded. We're all gonna run in. Just
Yeah, so he can only see up to 15 feet away.
Okay,
well,
and I'm going to stab him in his robot face with ringing blow. This is against his vitality, which is probably a mistake.
Okay, you roll to see if you bamboozle him first.
Oh right, my bamboozlement roll.
bamboozled.
How could you forget the bamboozlement?
Yeah, that's good enough.
Okay,
Is that your minimum result, or is that just one of your d6s?
it's
being low?
one
Okay.
of my
Okay.
one of my
Yeah,
D6s.
yes.
Yeah.
So that's good enough.
Okay,
As it turns out.
I have an extremely high grace roll. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
remember
stab him.
Dave?
I'm not exploiting openings.
Why?
Because that's not this card. Because it's not this card.
But it's
Yes,
open. But
that
then
is a net.
you're gonna leave its poor openings unexploited?
That's a full miss. So I'm gonna swing in and I'm gonna swing out.
I was gonna say bye.
And I'm gonna end up right there.
Okay.
Ha ha ha! I missed.
Oh!
Chandelier! My battle cry.
Not in the face. All right, I will haul on S in there and try to do my best to knock him down.
Okay.
That's probably not going to do it. No, that's just going to be a glance. So he takes 6, I think.
Okay.
Yep, 6.
6 it is.
Unless an 11 hits his might.
It does not.
That's what I figured.
All right, Meowscles, what do we got?
I was wondering if I could like move, because I have enter the fray. If I could move on to this pillar in some way and then like leap over to here, do my super leap. Is that too far?
Like you want to kind of? Do you have gecko grip?
I have mighty leap. No, I don't have gecko grip.
And then probably not, the pillar would not be like you could use it as a special effect, but it would have no mechanical benefit.
Right. Okay. It just looks cool.
Yeah.
Alright, then. So I will play this face down. I will enter the fray. I will find my 420. I will attack aggressively.
Rawr.
Hey!
That's pretty good.
That is a 13 and expertise.
I think it's 17, right?
I meant damage, but yes.
Okay. Okay.
17 expertise.
That is a hit.
That's what I do.
All right, so you have entered the fray. So, flywheel, progress.
I'm gonna try to move around him instead of.
That's all right. He spins his arms.
Around him later.
14 versus expertise defense on both you adjacent people.
My expertise is 13.
My
Okay.
expertise defense is a 12, so that'll be a hit.
Okay, 11 damage.
Okay.
And you are toppled.
Oh no.
I am toppleable. Wait, I have solid footing. Not okay. So he hits me, and I have gird for battle. So can I put the defense in my hand and then use it?
No, because the thing that you're doing is like no. The trigger is putting the thing in your hand.
Right. Okay. I'm still gonna take it anyway.
Okay. All right, so you're toppled, and Cornholio, he's gonna try to boot you.
Boot to the head.
All right.
Oh dear.
15, 16 versus might.
That is a hit.
Okay, so it's going to be another 12 damage as he kind of like gives you a kick out in this direction. Not much of one. The flywheel isn't moving very fast yet. All right. So we are back to melee activation.
All right.
Todd, you are currently toppled.
Okay. I just want to move to get up.
Okay.
I suppose.
You could have waited for him to go in case he re-topples you. Though I guess we have established that having monsters go while you're toppled is generally speaking a bad idea.
For years we've known that, yeah. Poor.
It is
low
Jai.
blow
Or
from
Mina.
defensive stance. 14. Low blowed.
Okay, his lowest defense is might, and 14 is good enough to hit it.
All right.
It is completely incapable.
All right, so going to spin you down again.
Do I reset my? I know it's a dumb question, but am I resetting my hand now or at the end of the range activation?
The end of your own activation.
Oh, okay, so after when it moves to range.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotta increment the spinner. All right. 15 versus expertise defense.
+1 to all defenses. Extra. Nope, that didn't help. That hits me again.
Okay. So it's 11 damage, and he attempts to topple you.
All right, I attempt to use solid footing against him,
Okay.
where
So-
instead he is toppled. It is toppled.
Okay, so you knock him down. Since he has not had to move yet, he'll stand back up his next action, and as he does so, he will attempt to boot you.
Oh,
For
no.
While
blammo.
I'm standing,
16 versus might.
that is a big old miss. That's not a miss, I guess.
You
it's
go
a-
outside? Ahab.
Well, it's only 6 damage, and I assume your resist is significantly higher than that.
It is
What's
twice
that?
as much as that. Yes.
So, not technically a miss, but effectively a miss.
Effectively, yeah. I have a 20 might defense. Pretty baller.
Josh.
How much resistance do you have?
12.
Holy moly!
Nice.
Josh, I have a question. You
Okay.
know paradoxical trajectory?
Uh-huh.
Do I have to make that movement myself? Or does my facsimile also make a similar movement? Can I choose for the facsimile to make that movement instead of me or whatever?
I don't remember what facsimile currently says.
Choose a non-adjacent creature within 50 feet. Move your speed starting from that creature's location. That creature cannot make reactive strikes against you during this move.
No, that wasn't what I was trying to ask.
No.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Pizza. What do you do?
All right. Okay, so and you've got a level 10 thing that lets you.
Basically, lets me move my facsimile and use my facsimile as points of origins for my attack. For my attacks.
All right, hold on. Let me look at what it says.
It's not terribly relevant at this point, just because I can kind of do
Okay,
whatever
this is
move.
striking likeness. When you have a facsimile, you may move at your speed when you use a move action, in addition to our movement. Well, that's not coherent. In addition to your own movement, you may also use your facsimile as your. Okay, when you have a facsimile, you may move at your speed when you use a move action.
So the facsimile will move normally, and I can do paradoxical trajectory if I want to.
That's right. And
With
also,
that,
I fixed that typo now.
with that said, I will use paradoxical trajectory, not because I need to, but because I think it's cool. And my facsimile will move here, but then I will stay. I will basically move from the boss to where I am. I don't I'm fine where I'm at. I don't actually need to move. And I will encroach it again. I will continue the encroachment. 18 we know hits, so it's gonna be 14 damage, and he's continues to be encroached.
Okay. We got Matt and Steven still.
Yep. All right. I'm swinging in. I'm gonna swing in. Hi-oh. Peekaboo. Here comes my rapier, so to speak.
Have at thee.
Have at you. Okay. Now, should I exploit his openings or unbalance his surge? Oh, right. I have to do my grace check first anyway. Skill check.
If you hand steal, I guess it's not going to move, so still in actions. It's not gonna go move in anyway, so still in actions doesn't do much.
Unless Matt knocks him down again.
All right. I
Oh.
think Grace of 24 is enough to give me advantage.
Okay.
So I'm going to use that advantage to, yeah. I think I'm going to exploit his openings.
Okay.
Might as well. All right. So this is against expertise. And take that, openings.
Get exploited.
19 should hit, and he takes 12.
Okay.
And then I'm going to.
Did you roll the 2d6 extra damage?
What's that?
Wow, that was some very very bad rolling.
Yeah,
These
that was
were bad
that was real
rolls.
stanky damage.
Yeah, it was.
But
Like,
it was
I'm
not
gonna
good.
deal 2d6 extra damage. Take 13. Okay.
All right, and I'm rolling out, and I'm gonna chandelier myself behind this pillar because it seems to be a winning strategy for me.
all right, yeah, he comes swooping around on a chandelier. All
Yep.
right. Give him a good stab
give him
as
a
he's
poke.
distracted by feebly like in the style of a 1920s like damsel in distress. He's feebly beating his hands against the chest of Meowscles.
And nothing is happening. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
The thing I envision this happening is that at a certain point, the flywheel of this guy is just gonna murder both Meowscles and Cornholio, and it's just gonna be me and Steve conducting a full scale bamboozling, dealing like 3 damage at a time for the next 2 hours.
6.5 hours.
It will be. Yeah, we'll see.
Since we're basically just the Keystone Cops. Like,
All right. Where did the well, the character sheet disappeared again. Okay.
a full scale bamboozling.
So my turn starts. Healing factor kicks in. I heal
Nice.
for 9. That takes me from 23 to 14. I haul ass into him. I'll attack him on that corner. It looks like a nice spot. I've got another crush lined up. That probably is a hit. So 17 hits his might, I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Oh, good. So he takes 15, is knocked prone, and has a 12-foot bind on him. That attack resets my vigor, so I heal another 12, which takes me to 2. I'm now at 2 damage. So that, yeah, it's 21 points healed up, just kind of rolling around.
Nice.
All right. So 12-foot bind, and you did exploit opening, so he does still get a move and 2 actions. So he will stand and rinse and repeat. Okay, that is a miss, trying to topple the both of you. And this time he's going to try to kick Meowscles, as ill-fated as we know this will be. Yeah, it's a 13 versus my defense, which Meowscles laughs off, but in like some sort of weird purring way. It makes everyone very uncomfortable.
Love it.
All right, so now we're back to melee time.
Okay.
Downtown Melee Brown.
Okay, I gotta draw cards and see what I get.
Okay. Well, I will move around him some. I can do that, right? Like 1, 2,
Yep.
3, 4, like this.
All right.
And then I will press the advantage. Oops, that was supposed to go over here. And let's see what happens. I'll press the advantage attacks. Palace, so I guess I'll switch stances. For a 16 vitality.
16 is a glance on vitality.
Wow.
Ooh.
All right.
Wow.
He is a robot He is made of thick metal plates.
Okay, that is a 12 glance.
And there's nothing giving you a +1 right now, right?
Behind it.
It's facing you. Like you're the last person that attacked.
Okay, so I guess I don't have one.
It's prone. Or
No, it stood up.
It stood up? Okay.
I don't think I do.
Okay.
All right,
So it's 12 on a glance still.
still 12 though. Yeah.
That's pretty nice.
respectable. All right.
I just did 12 on a hit with 2d6 bonus damage.
All right, Cornholio, what do we got?
It's gonna be
So the next attack that would glance hits.
Nice.
Just so you know.
No, you glanced it.
Oh, I glanced it. That's right.
Yeah.
Never mind that.
And you are in the rear arc, Cornholio. I'm sure.
Perfect time to exploit its opening.
You never want Cornholio in the rear
all right.
Get
I
that
don't have
TP.
it's another crush attack. I keep drawing him, keep playing him. I click the button, I'm not clicking again. There's the roll.
Hey,
that
was pretty good.
17 versus whatever. I don't even remember. Might. Yeah, so 19 damage. And he's not
All right.
prone. Not prone, has a 9-foot bind on him.
All right, well, he's going to get up. We are incrementing the flywheel.
Oh, technically it's my turn. Guy, healing factor kicks in. I'm back down undamaged.
Nice.
Okay.
I too am undamaged. I just fell.
All right, well, we're going to go for the spin again. 15 versus expertise defense.
I'm 90% sure that's a hit. Yep, that's a hit.
It hits
All
me,
right.
home included. Is that me too?
Yep.
Yeah, that hits me.
All right, that's 15 damage. We're up into actual damage numbers now.
That is real damn taking damage. What's happening?
We've dealt 3 to Meowscles. Mark it. Let the record show.
He
All right.
bleeds.
And you are toppled, both of you.
All right, I will use my last solid footing.
Okay, well that is enough. That actually, so he'll climb back to his feet, but that burns his other action.
Aha!
So you prevented an attack with that.
And after
Nice.
I do that, I lick my blood like Bruce Lee.
Oh, great, phenomenal. Okay, so range activation. Moving on with our lives immediately.
Maybe that won't move from short term to long term.
Yeah.
Let's just keep it going. Keep it going.
I accidentally froze a beer solid.
Yes.
So it's gonna be a while before I can drink that one.
You wanna? That's why you put reminders on your phone.
I didn't think it was that long ago. My freezer must be really cold.
Can I do a thing where I put the robot's head on one side of the word and both Meowscles and Cornolio on the other side of the word?
No, it's between them.
A top-down style, like.
Okay, which of you?
Yeah, this is a vertically oriented plane. This is normal to the surface.
I have a counterpoint to that. What is down, really?
Yeah.
So next question: which of the two of you would like to not be on the same side of the board as the robot?
You can hit me. It's fine.
But you're laying down. He'll boot you.
That's okay. I have so much movement. I'll just come back real quick.
Okay.
Whoops! I'm gonna create a. Whoops! This is what I'm gonna separate the word here. Basically.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's so funny.
Also, it's my moment of greatness, so you know. I'm also gonna encroach this idiot, just in case it was seeing too many things.
So he's seeing a hemisphere 15 feet.
15 feet around him, and that's it.
Yeah, just a hemisphere though. And if he goes to the other side, he sees the other hemisphere.
but also that's it.
Oh man, sorry, the double whoops still making me laugh.
23, 22. Sorry, but yeah, it's
that'll
it's
be
sufficient. Oh, I need to draw 2 cards also. Yeah, okay, so he takes 22 damage. 13 damage.
Yep.
Then I will discard some of these cards and draw for my turn. You want to discard another copy fluctuating uncertainty? Yeah, because I'm fishing for encroaching oblivion. So, yeah, there they are. Perfect. Oh.
All right.
Thankfully, I sideboarded out like 2 copies of Inescapable Truth, so my deck isn't diluted, and I have the maximum chance of drawing more encroaching oblivions.
So I'm swooping in.
All right.
I'm gonna swoop around the top this time on my chandelier, and then that's a movement, and then I'm gonna exploit his openings, his precious openings. This is gonna be against expertise, and let me see if I bamboozled him with my gracefulness. 15.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then exploit opening. All right. Oh, what the? How?
Wow.
That's some exemplary rolling.
Does 15 hit him?
It's against expertise, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, expertise.
Yeah.
though.
That's fine.
Okay. So that is a hit, but it only does 8 damage.
Okay.
Wait,
So
how
before
is
you
that
dart-
even possible? Oh,
You
because I
rolled
rolled a 1, a 2, and a 2.
Yeah.
Wow.
And your might is, is
Yeah.
two.
Okay. Don't rub it in.
Might is for
Don't
babies
go
that did
there.
might.
We
I
were
have
talking
to.
about the dice. You didn't have to bring might into this.
Whoa. Let's not bring might into this.
Conversation.
Also, to be fair, I don't think Captain Blood could see the robot technically, but
He was there.
All right. I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna re-roll this damage roll.
Don't do it. Do you have how much luck do you have? It's probably not worth it.
Well, didn't we regain a luck?
yes.
Yeah, I have 3 luck. Which means if I regained 1, I think I now have 2 luck that I can use.
It's fun to re-roll it's fun to roll the big numbers.
Yeah, I'll. Why not? I'm gonna re-roll that damage because it's dumb. All right, this is just for the damage. All right, that's at least a little better.
All right.
He takes 13, and I'm getting out behind this pillar.
Okay, hold on. So when you dart in,
Yep.
he's going to do his spinny arms before you manage to dart away.
What? He's never done that before.
Yeah,
Well, he's
wait.
getting wise to your...
He can do
My
that.
trickery,
Yeah.
my bamboozlement.
This is 18 versus expertise defense.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that hits every defense.
Yeah, that hits.
Todd, you are invisible to him, but that does still target you. So you get +2 to defense.
That's still, that is my expertise.
Okay. Does that hit you,
Wait.
Steven?
What is it versus expertise?
18.
Oh yeah. Oh god, yeah.
Okay. There is some chance that wouldn't hit you.
Okay, I mean my expertise is 16, but yeah.
Okay, so that's going to be 16 damage to each of you. You are knocked. You are toppled by that.
Well, that's just a glance on me because I had an advantage on him.
Oh, okay. Then it's just
taste
6 damage to you.
Okay.
Okay. But that'll be 16 to each of you two and a topple.
Yep, I'm already toppled.
Okay. And since you're the one he can see, Cornelio, you're getting the boot. Putting that boot in. Okay,
Gosh.
17 versus might defense.
That's a hit.
Okay, so that's going to be 18, 24 damage.
Okay. 24 and 31 is 55. Yes? Yes.
Yes.
You're at 55 damage.
Yeah, I've taken 3 hits. So
That's
it's okay.
a lot.
Well, I'm going to heal 33 of it next turn
Nice.
with the vigor reset and the gather courage. So, I mean, it's not great, but it's, you know, it's 33 healing for not doing anything. Yeah.
Yep. All right. And you are pushed 30 feet. He's going to boot you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He'll boot you over here.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. So we are back to the melee activation. We're going to count Todd as being in that, even if he's temporarily unmoored from the reality occupied by this giant robot.
So am I at a disadvantage as well? Or
If you don't move, so right now you're on like the other side of this metaphysical barrier.
You can go on the other side of the wall.
Yeah.
Like, you know that the robot's there unless it moved. You don't know that it didn't move, but you can
Okay.
try to go on the
I
other
can
side.
enter the fray and move. I can stand up, right, face down, and then enter the fray and move into reality.
Totally.
What can someone move me to where reality is? Because I don't.
It's
This
just like
is
here.
this is the
Okay.
wall. Sorry.
All right, I will move there. We'll enter the fray, and I'll make it a fray entering. Will be awesome.
Incredible entering the fray.
Totally awesome. You've never seen someone in the fray like before.
You've never seen the fray
So I'll
will never
make it
be the
also
same.
menacing. It will. That's right. So we'll make it menacing on top, and I'll do it defensively. This is expertise. 14.
14 hits.
All right, that is 16 damage,
Huzzah.
and it grants a +1 defense bonus.
Ooh, that's pretty good. Okay. Well, you're gonna have to try to utilize that immediately. So he's gonna spin. Whoop. Ooh, 19 versus expertise. That's pretty good.
Okay, let me count. Let's see. I've got +1, +2. I'm at 15.
Bonuses
15
don't stack.
Is not 19. So I'm hit.
Okay,
So I
you
think
are
it's
at. Okay, so he topples you, and you take. Oh, hold on, I gotta increment the flywheel. 18 damage,
18. Okay.
Gross.
which is actually 6, which is a much less gross number.
That is much less gross.
Okay, and now he's gonna try you now that you're down.
I'm down.
That's 10 versus might, which feels awfully glancy to me.
Well, my might is currently 21.
Okay. Well, yeah, it kind of like feebly kicks at you. You shove its foot back. All right.
Get off me. Step off. Step off.
All right.
I've just realized I forgot to apply all of my taunts. So I will make that clear next time.
Well, I mean, it
everyone
doesn't
is
matter.
taunting him every time they do anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay.
It's just a
So
loud
it's
person.
just a big
Yeah.
taunt.
He's taunted by all of
Yeah.
us at once. I guess what it means is that if on one turn one of us misses him, he cannot be attacked. I guess that's what this means.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Tonight's
Something like that.
Tonight's episode is titled "The Big Taunt Circle Jerk." For those of you.
Actually, it works a little different from the duelist, I guess, from the opportunist, I guess. So for you, because you don't taunt on glances.
Yeah.
That's true. We've killed Todd.
All right, what's the range? It's range activation. What do we got?
I almost just fucking closed slab. God damn. I almost closed roll 20. I was clicking between tabs and I was this close to clicking the close button.
All right.
Oh man.
I will play my movement card, stand up, run in, have like 70 movement left over. I'm gonna play Vengeance.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Play Moment of Great. I always hold the Moment of Greatness on it. Let's draw the card. See if I get a crush. Booger. Well, it's just
Boogers.
It's just a vengeance-y vengeance. Do I have to play a card on it? Can I just leave it? Yeah, it looks like I have to. All right, so it's a very vengeance-y vengeance.
Whoa!
Not bad. Not bad.
Disgusting.
So that adds, let me check.
10, right?
14,
No, 14.
on, so he takes 39 damage.
Hey.
Oh yeah, and so I heal 9 initially from the healing factor, and then when my 24 vigor resets, so I heal 33. Just being happy. Okay.
Nice.
All right.
That's my turn.
Yeah, there's a loud clang as Cornholio finds some sort of debris on the ground and just kind of like crams it in there.
A fistful of Bazooka Joe wrappers.
Yeah.
That is how Cornholio exploit this thing's openings. It's a little bit less sophisticated.
Trash in there.
Yeah.
All right. We got Steven and Marco left.
All right. I'm swinging in. I'm gonna swing in a more southerly direction there. Gonna chandelier his openings. I did not draw cards.
You should probably do that.
Yeah, I get the feeling. All right. So I can't exploit openings, but I can unbalance him.
Make him lose an action.
Yeah, I can try to do that, but it's against his vitality, so
No.
no promises.
I mean, do we know that his vitality is better than his expertise? Like, we know that might's the worst, right? We don't know if vitality is expertise.
His vitality is very high.
I've been hitting him on vitality the whole time.
I think his expertise is pretty good, just looking at the plus to hit bonus, but that's a little meta.
So I'm gonna see if he's bamboozled. 25 to do it.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
And then I'm going to not exploit his opening. All right. Well,
Okay.
That's fine. So I take it that's going to hit.
Yep.
So that's, how much damage is that?
It's an extra 8.
Yep.
19.
Nice. So 19 damage. And he loses an action on his next activation, and he grants me a +1 aim bonus until the end of my next activation.
All right. Well, he's going to flail. This will be his only attack for this activation.
Okay. And I'm going to move, like, all the way over here.
Okay, so this is 11 versus expertise, which I assume will glance you
That
and
definitely
become a miss.
Yes, that's a full miss.
Okay. But that'll be 11 versus expertise on both Cornholio and Meowscles. I assume glances both of them, too.
11 versus expertise is a glance.
Okay, then you take 6, and Meowscles presumably takes nothing. Okay. And he does not have another action for this activation, so Marco?
I begin my action by preparing an action to gather courage. I will then act very offended that he has regained his ability to see things, so I'm gonna operate to fix that. by encroaching it. How's a 15 versus vitality?
That's a glance.
Unacceptable. Wait, is this am I on a roll 3? I'm on a roll 4. What am I talking? Right? Yes. What turn is this?
This is the fourth.
This is the fourth turn, so I'm on a roll 3. Okay. Okay, so I will reroll. Because I want to hit my on a roll stock. It's kind of nerve-wracking. I have a 25% chance of disaster, but I think it's worth it.
I like those odds.
I
I'll
think it was a
reroll.
75% chance of sweet success.
Much better. 21 is a hit.
Now.
So he takes 14 damage.
Nice.
He is
All right.
re-encroached.
Or encroached.
Pre-croach.
All right.
I will pitch
Okay. So that's the end of the ranged activation. So it is melee.
Nice.
I believe it is the end of the world as we know it.
I feel fake.
Let's see. I'm like
Leonard
standing.
Bernstein?
Oh, you go away. I think I will do some more menacing and a bit of the gathering of courage because I'm still standing. Yeah. I will aggressively attack. Natural one.
Ooh.
It was on the 10 and then toppled over to the 1 face.
So much toppling. All right, so I'll just gain my mighty 4. Be done.
Okay. Matt, what do we got?
All right. Looking at the cards we've got, it's going to be crush time again.
No vengeance.
I didn't get hit enough to.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I didn't get hit hard enough to. Yeah, you hear it.
Don't say that, or the boss might take it as a challenge.
Well, it's the name of the game. Okay. Yeah. So crush time. That's a miss. But man, it's so much. It's just all the damage. So I'm gonna re-roll that. I know that I acknowledge before I do this that Roll20 hates the re-rolls.
That
It
savagely
does.
punishes you for trying to change your fate.
Oh. And if you have your hands offset when you try to type in the roll, you end up typing something that looks like no goddamn sense.
Looks like your autocorrect is set to Italian.
There we go.
Yep.
Do it again. I want to prove the fucking point.
This point where Pod committed.
Oh my god. This beer is like 33 degrees.
Hey, okay. So
Nice.
So that time works. So 15 versus might, I think. Might defense. Yeah.
That's good enough.
All right. And then I kept the damage roll because it was all of it. So he takes 20 damage. He's toppled with a 9-foot bind.
Nice.
And that resets my vigor to 9, so I heal another 9 points. Takes me to 10 damage taken.
Okay.
Hells yeah.
He's gonna stand up. He gets both of his actions. Yep. He gets both of his actions right now. He's gonna spin.
I will prepare an action to gather courage.
13 versus expertise defense.
Yeah, 13 hits my expertise.
All right. That's gonna be 17 damage plus a topple.
13 expertise.
Yep.
17 damage takes me.
Oh man, did I use? I don't know what stance I used.
You're in
last
defensive stance.
Oh, I am? Sweet. That
Yeah.
glances me.
Okay. Well, if that doesn't knock you down, then he will target Cornholio. Put in the boot.
17 is the lamest amount of damage to take. 12.
Oh, is that it? Doesn't increment your
Yeah, because it's 9 is the
Oh.
divisor, so 17 is
13. 13 versus your might defense.
not 12 versus my might defense.
Well, you're down.
Ah,
So.
okay. 13 will exactly hit my might defense.
Okay. Well, good news. 22 damage.
Okay.
Great news.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so he's gonna try to boot you into this wall.
Okay.
So that's gonna be an overpower check at +3. So this is gonna be.
Let me know what I'm rolling.
This is just against your might defense. 12 is, we established, not good enough to hit your might defense.
Correct. Might defense is 13.
Okay, then you manage to stabilize before you go hurtling into this wall at like 30 miles an hour.
I skid to a stop. My pants come most of the way down my thighs.
Yeah, you go sliding back, you using your pants as a grip. All right. Okay. So ranged activation.
Wait,
Do I
this
get
thing
to
can
go-
see again. Completely unacceptable.
Do I get to go to ranged activation?
Let's fix that.
No. You do not gain double strike, Matt.
16 damage, and he is re-encroached.
Hey, I prepared an
Alright.
action to gather courage. Let me do that.
I will also prepare an action to gather el coraggio.
Okay.
And then I get to shuffle my graveyard into my library.
Okay.
Then draw the coin.
Steven?
Yep. All right. I'm leaping in. I'm jumping in. In the words of the warrior jumpers, I'm jumping in.
I don't know what that means.
The warrior jumpers from Penny Arcade.
I do not remember the warrior jumpers.
It was one of their kids created a tabletop role-playing game when they were like 6, and one of the classes was warrior jumper, which is
nice.
so good. Like so good. All right. So I'm gonna swing in on my spectral chandelier. It's a literal chandelier. Only the chain is spectral.
Yeah.
I just have to carry a fucking chandelier. Oh man!
You
All
just
right.
got your arms through like 2 of the loops like backpack straps.
All right, I'm gonna try to deliver a ringing blow again so that he loses an action.
Okay.
And I'm gonna jump in with this. You know what? I'm gonna moment of greatness this, so that I can use unbalancing surge off of that,
Oh, nice.
so I can attack his expertise. Yeah, instead of his vitality, which is much higher.
Yep.
I think. Okay, I think that's correct. So yeah,
All sounded right to me.
good. That's the important thing. All right, so I'm right next to him. I'm gonna try to bamboozle him with my gracefulness. I think that probably do it. And then I'm going to
Looks
shank
good.
him in his Jenga jams, but not exploit anyone's openings.
Is everyone okay out there?
Oh no, that is catastrophically bad. Wow, that's real bad. Okay.
Really?
I'm gonna
Most
use my
season
last
damage?
reroll. Come on, clackety clackety clack. Yes!
Ah!
All right.
So that's what, 18 damage?
17.
17 damage. Okay. So he takes 17 right out of the gate. He loses an action on his next activation. He grants me a +1 aim bonus, and he grants everyone a +1 aim bonus until the end of my next activation.
Are you also everyone? Because then the first part is kind of redundant.
Yeah, that's true. I am
The
also
subset
everyone.
of everyone.
Yeah.
I and everyone.
I and everyone is the name of my memoir. Okay. And that's my turn, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay. Well, here he goes.
Oh wait, hang on. Yeah. I'm actually
All
I'm
right.
actually going to stand there.
Okay.
Yeah.
11 versus expertise defense.
Against me
Glanced.
is a glance, which downgrades to a miss.
Okay. Well, and he doesn't have other actions, so that's it.
Okay.
So
Sucker.
get wrecked is what.
All right. So we are back to melee, which is actually Stephen and Todd this time.
All right. Do I need to move around for Steven's rear arc thing?
Yikes.
Well, he's just granting you a +1 aim bonus here.
Oh, okay.
Yep. You
All right.
you do not have to
thought-
be in rear
Yeah.
arc.
I thought somebody had somebody had an effect where if the thing they were fighting got attacked from the rear arc, they got bonus.
I
That
think
was
not-
you.
And that's not me anymore.
no.
Roll
I
for it.
think that was
Huh?
the opportunist
Oh, okay.
wants to attack from the rear arc if possible.
Okay.
But also I don't need to because my grace checks are insane.
They've been insane. All right, I
Yeah.
will aggressively attack this round.
Okay.
That's kind of how it ended up being for me when I was piloting Dave. Just wait, it is basically these checks are basically free. It turns out my expertise is a
Alright, that's what Paladin
cajillion.
did, which is, I think, a miss, a glance.
Yeah, 9 is insufficient against all defenses.
Even with a +1?
I imagine that.
Yes.
All right, that's 12,
Okay.
and since I guess since I'm still standing, I guess I'll gather courage again.
Okay.
With this card right here. Put my courage on. Is it?
Gather up
Get your Cornish on.
all that courage.
It's a pickle joke.
Todd, were you aware that your macro for the rakes and claws thing has an open parenthesis that then never has a closed parenthesis at the end?
No.
Well,
It's just a text. It's a text parenthesis, not a formula parenthesis.
yes.
Yeah.
So it literally doesn't matter in any way.
Well, it's.
I just wanted to make you self-conscious about it for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Always all those Twitter viewers now are counting the missing parentheses.
All right.
True.
Uh,
Parentheses gate.
Steven, what do we got?
Oh, it's my turn already? Jeez.
Yeah, because you went from range to melee.
Oh, right. Okay, I'm gonna stab him in various gooey bits.
Is it time for its opening to get exploited?
Yeah, definitely straight in the openings.
Straight in the openings.
So this is against expertise. He's already granting me the bonus from last turn.
Yep.
So I don't need to re-up that. Yeah, so I'm gonna exploit those openings. 15 good enough to hit?
Against expertise, yeah.
Okay.
I mean-
and he takes 13.
You might want to re-bamboozle him so that because this attack doesn't keep the bonus going, right? So you might want to re-bamboozle him just so that you get the downgrade.
I will. I.
Yeah, you get to move.
yes.
Yeah, you get to do
Okay, he's
it one
gonna
movement.
spin. He's
Yeah.
gonna spin now
Yeah,
before you dance away, but he will miss.
that's fine. Okay,
Full miss.
that's a full miss. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
All right, and then I will fly off into the sunset.
Okay. He's gonna
Actually, you
try
know
to
what?
hit.
I want him to hit me.
Okay.
I'm
Why?
gonna stay there. I want him to hit me.
Okay. Well, then he will try. Well, he's gonna try to
Okay.
kick you.
Yep. Bring it on.
Like-
Willing to comply with that?
11
request?
versus might.
11 versus might would be a hit, but I'm gonna baffling riposte him.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Okay.
baby!
And
Let's see it.
hopefully he'll punch himself directly in the face.
It never has worked.
Unfortunately, no, not quite. But he will do 6 damage to himself.
Wait, I
If you
haven't
like.
I haven't spun it up yet.
Yeah, we
That's
don't
right.
know.
I was thinking that was unconditional.
No.
Yeah, I have
There's
to,
a
I
die
have to roll
roll.
D6. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a
Okay,
glance.
2.
So.
Yeah, so it downgrades to a glance. Darn. Trying to make him hit himself.
Okay. Yeah, you are missed. Okay.
No, I think he is actually glanced.
If it downgrades it to a glance already, then my other thing.
Do you apply
Oh,
your
wait, no,
down?
I didn't.
I don't think you have a
No,
bonus
you're
against him
right.
right now anyway. But like, do you apply the
You're right.
downgrade to the
It's-
baffling riposte results? That doesn't seem right.
Yeah, you're correct. It is +6. Because that's his glance damage, correct?
Yes.
I'm at 12. I'm okay.
Okay. Cornholio.
All right. Stand up. Healing factor, heal for 9. And I will haul ass in there. And play a vengeance. Click the button. So does a 14 hit his expertise defense?
It does.
He takes 30 damage.
Exactsies. 30 is pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. That's actually enough. You guys managed to make it through this without death.
Already?
Hurrah!
I
You,
thought that we had dealt it like 5 damage so far. I didn't realize we were actually dealing that.
You just that just brought you to 338 cumulative damage.
Nice.
Wow.
It only took you 6 turns to kill him.
We had multiple crits.
That's impressive.
Yeah, but like, Steve, your crits don't count. You deal like 2 extra damage on a crit. Like, my crits don't count either. Like, I'm not going to pretend.
Just because I do like 19 damage on a crit.
It's like a crit of mine
but
dealt
yeah.
6 extra damage. I think it doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah,
let's
that
be
was,
real.
That was the that was the top half of the 6th turn.
Nice.
So yeah, and on average before it was taking you like 4.
You
So
know,
this was definitely the slowest.
no, it's definitely the
I
slowest,
think
but
even the
also
healers were 5.
yeah, like it's definitely the slowest, but also I don't think it ever felt like we were in any danger at any point.
Yeah, I mean, I was taking a lot of damage, but the survivalist just like, especially with the gather courage, the healing factor was just like, all right, well, healing factor 9, and then I'll vigor reset, so I'll basically undo the biggest hit that I got in the last turn, and all right, well, let's just keep going. So,
Like also,
Yeah,
like
I mean,
it also felt like even if it turns out that my prediction was right and Measles and Cornholio would eventually die because they're forced to
Yeah.
stay there, it felt like Captain Blood and the literal ham sandwich could just go, like, would still have had 0 problems on turn 15. Like,
It was
Right.
gonna get interesting as the flywheel ratchets up, because I was just gonna hold vengeances and just
Yeah.
I took a ton of damage, just keep throwing vengeances down, and the aim bonus and the damage bonus was gonna climb and climb. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, this is definitely the encounter that this group is most set up to exploit,
Yeah.
because most of, like, while all the forms of mitigation are kind of have their own niches, except for the brawler, all of them are like work well against a single target that's hitting
Yeah.
fairly hard.
Yeah.
Because you can, I mean, if you were more might skewed rather than having a low base might plus flywheel, then you would be more dangerous to Captain Blood. But like, this is exactly the thing that, right? Like, this is exactly the thing that survivalists in particular are meant to be like evocative of, right? Like, this is the Hulk fighting the Hulkbuster armor, right? Like, the harder you hit him, the worse it's going to get for you, right? And so yeah, like, and because the flywheel starts low, right? Like, Meowscles base resistance is just really effective here,
Yeah.
right? So
And
it's
unless it goes
yeah.
on for 30 turns.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, I guess my point was that like it kind of didn't matter that the flywheel existed when it came to the opportunist/realist combo, because like
You're not going to hit
it
a
could
single.
just not, like, as long as we
Yeah.
kept the whole encroaching oblivion slash as long as I have the encroaching oblivion chain going, and Captain Blood kept going in, hitting, moving out, like,
Right.
barring something
but
going
also-
catastrophically wrong, he just
Right.
cannot damage us.
Well,
But also-
remember that
he wasn't.
remember
moving.
that if he's attacking twice in each activation, on average, he's going to crit someone every 3 or so activations.
Yeah.
And so, like, for Captain Blood, that's potentially pretty bad.
Yeah,
Because,
actually, this
like,
is
how much health do you have? Right?
Mine is actually remarkably high for an opportunist. I'm knocked out at 72.
so.
Right,
This is
but that
actually
Yeah. So, but like, you could easily be hit for 25.
Sure. Oh
right?
yeah.
And
No.
that's with the downgrade, right?
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
This is something that I actually meant to ask you. That is, like, I thought that basically you couldn't be like, the boss couldn't stop you mid your turn to go, like, or like you couldn't stop somebody in the middle of their turn to go. That, like, basically it counted as during an activation your position in terms of being attacked is where you start and where you end. But you were actually interrupting Captain Blood during his turn, like he was coming in and then you were stopping him and then he was moving out. Is that actually how that works? I didn't know that was a thing.
Yes. Yeah. So basically, like, you have access to, like, as long as something is happening that is qualitatively changing your ability to perform an action in a given way, right? It's like, oh, when, like, he's ready, and when stuff gets close, he's just going to use his activation and spin, right? Like, the thing that you always do where you say that you are readying an action to gather courage, that doesn't exist. Like, I don't bother correcting you because it normally doesn't matter, but that doesn't exist, right? Like, you have a collection of actions that you spend during your activation, and you can say, like, okay, I'm going to use one and defer the second to the end of my activation, right? And so that's why it's effectively the same most of the time. But like, you just have those actions and you spend them all during your activation. And outside of your activation, the only thing you can do is defenses and modifications. So, but yeah, like if there's some substantial qualitative change that is like not as a result of something being done to you, but is like a result of like a situation changing, right? You're like, oh, when that guy darts in, I'm gonna spin, right? Like you could describe that very easily.
Sure.
And so that's a thing that you can like trigger to be like, okay, I'm intervening here.
Right. Which is almost like a prepared action, but not.
Right. It's very similar.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just don't have to like, yeah. So
You don't have
in
to
any case-
declare it as a prepared action.
right. And everything still happens during your activation, right?
Right.
So you can't kind of say like, oh, well, I'm in melee and I'm going to wait until something happens in the ranged activation before I take my action. Like, no, like you're in melee. That means that there is urgency to you dealing with this. That's why you get to go first. You have to act now because this is the time when shit is happening to you. Right? So yeah.
But most of my tank characters don't care about stuff happening to them. That's it. That's what I'm kidding.
Right. Yeah. And that's fine. Right? Like, so again, that's why I haven't really stressed it. But yeah, like like there is actually no preparing an action. That's not a thing. Like when we moved from more conventional turn-based actions to like scrum activations,
Yeah.
Just went
that
away.
that went away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Didn't
makes
know
sense.
Yeah, so I don't know. I thought the tank one was kind of interesting. Again, like what I'm looking for is, was this overpowered? It didn't feel overpowered to me. Like it felt like you were unlikely to die.
If you had thrown in a handful of goobers, it would have gotten a lot more complicated. Like part of what made this relatively straightforward for tanks was that we were fighting one main goober. And if there were 5 or 6 like ranged goobers scattered around this map, it would have gotten a little trickier while we were fighting the big boss guy. So I don't feel at all like we got off scot-free. It just happened that like we're really good at fighting one giant dude.
Yep.
And had things been a little bit different, I could have been, because I wouldn't have been able to like hide behind a pillar or whatever without getting shot by someone else.
Well, at that point, we just mix it up, and we see, okay, who's got like, well, we have the brawler take out the goobers because they're not going to do a damn thing to him, and
right?
Then, we let you focus on the big guy, and we play it differently, and it's probably fine.
I'm sure we would have been fine, but what I'm saying is like there are ways that the screws could have been turned on us.
Oh yeah. I think that the way it ends up doing is that the way they would ended up working is that my character and Steve's could have kind of like kept the boss busy kind of indefinitely, or at least
just
long
kite
enough
him
to,
around.
Yeah, at least long enough to that you guys could have dealt with the other random idiots, and then we would have converged. And maybe it would have ended up that Steve ate like a crit or two, but he can tank a couple hits.
Yeah, and that's the nice thing about downgrading is, it would take a few hits before I really started to feel it.
It's not like Dave's amazing vitality of 3.
Marco, what happened to your camera?
Oh, sorry. I turned it because I was not wearing pants, and I wanted to go pick up a beer in the kitchen, so I needed to stand up and wear pants to go into the kitchen. But that required turning the camera so that people couldn't see me not wearing pants.
He's got a Snapchat filter that superimposes pants over his body.
Don't worry about it.
I love that idea. Oh my
I support every action you take.
I want a Zoom filter that puts a suit on me. That'd be great. Oh man. As I
But it's only the tuxedo mask tuxedo.
yes,
And it also puts the mask on.
the giant top hat and the glasses on,
Yeah, obviously.
and a rose somewhere in the room. Yeah,
Just rose over your mouth, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
Actually,
good.
that would be kind of an amazing Snapchat.
That would be a really good Snapchat filter. You should write that shit.
Snapchat, I'm available for high price consulting.
Here, Steve, I'm going to put in the link. I'm going to put in the chat something you need.
Oh no.
There you go. Just
Wait, which chat?
the
The
world
Hangouts
school.
chat,
Yeah.
I believe.
Oh,
I
okay.
think I've talked about it before. It's this. It's the onesie that looks like a suit.
Oh God. That is so offensive to me. No, I didn't like any of those words.
$264 though.
Yeah, that's why I got to the end. It was like, the suits in retail for $264 for like, what the shit?
All the buttons are non-functional with zippers hidden underneath.
Wow.
And
I hate
those
everything
are
about
good to
this.
go.
I don't know what I hate worse. The fact that people are making money off of this or the fact that it exists.
Have you looked at the?
You don't know that anyone's making
Have you
money
looked
off
at
of
the
this.
last, the last sentence on the page? So it's a lightweight version of the fabric used in their dress pants sweatpants.
Again, this is very offensive to my sensibilities. It just looks like the world's shittiest suit. If I saw that,
Because,
I'd be
in a certain way, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a very real sense.
Yeah, but you
That's
buy
exactly
a
what this is.
decent suit for like $100. You have to spend $264 on that sack of crap. Oh, this is like the Willy
Okay.
Loman special.
The question
Death
is,
of a salesman.
you can buy a suit for $100. How much can you buy a onesie for?
Oh, like 20.
There you go.
Are we counting long johns
Yeah,
as a
you can
onesie?
buy 100 onesies for $100.
I
And
know that
onesies are us.
Steven has those long johns that like have the buttons in the back.
You definitely have butt long johns. That way, if people are being loud in the middle of the night, I can run out of my house like wearing nothing but those and carrying a shotgun. And chase the kids
Screaming
off my lawn.
incoherently.
With one of those hats with the brim flipped up.
Yeah.
You know you have one of those too.
There's your,
Gold!
a bunch of us at work all wearing onesies on Halloween.
Nuggets the size of your head. I forgot what was really important in life. Gold!
Tarnation.
I think I can hear Marco laughing in the distance.
Yeah, you can hear him cackling from the
Yeah.
other room.
He didn't turn his camera though this time when he left, and I didn't
He
realize that.
needed some ice for. I assume that
Well, he turned on his Snapchat filter
Okay.
I
to
assume-
superimpose pants.
I assume the only
right.
frozen things in Marco's house are pizzas, and so he needs to chill. He just
Yeah. Little pepperoni floating. It's like an olive. in Marco's face. It's like
That is why occasionally you see
pepperoni
me like,
floating around.
occasionally you see me go in there and get like a gin and tonic with little pizzas floating in to like keep it cold.
with like a swizzle stick made out of frozen pizza.
Right, there's some that are on popsicles. Like they're of all the form factors that you expect of things that you find in a freezer,
But it's just pizza. Yeah.
but it's all pizzas.
That is like I'm laughing, but I'm also filled with a sense of existential dread. Like I'm imagining opening someone's freezer and being like, "It's all fucking pizza." Like it's all like, that's something,
Like there's something that looks like
whispered over the phone.
a quart of ice cream, and
Yeah.
you pull off the lid.
And the person's just, like,
It's just a
throwing
slurry
things out
of
his
dough and
freezer.
sauce.
No, it is
Just
it
trying
is
to
just
find
a,
something that
a
isn't
singular pizza. It just has a weird form factor where it's very tall
Yeah.
to the sides.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
it's
the
a toroidal
Neapolitan.
pizza.
Yeah, the Neapolitan ice cream is just spaghetti sauce, dough, and
Cheese.
cheese.
Yeah, in that order, not even in the correct order for a pizza.
Oh man, as he's like frantically, like more with increasing like terror, ripping things out of the freezer and realizing that they're all pizza.
Oh no! There is no terror involved. If all of the things in my freezer were pizza, I would have done that to myself, like consciously.
Some sort of horrific pizza gothic.
So for last
Oh,
Thanksgiving, I made 2 giant pans of lasagna, and one I said for Thanksgiving when people came over, and then we had another one that just froze and was like, you know what? This is basically like it's just a block of food. It can go indefinitely. It's fine. Like we can just leave it in the freezer for as long as we need to, and then at some point probably we'll have some sort of social occasion where we have where we have some people over, and then we can thaw the lasagna and then feed an arbitrary amount of people with it. Where the arbitrary amount is probably up to like 5. But problem, coronavirus happened. So we have never had people over, and that lasagna thing was still in our fridge, the fridge like last May when I finally decided to eat it.
And a well-venerated vintage pizza.
It was still good.
lasagna.
Like, it was still good. Like it's frozen.
It's
Yeah.
frozen?
Lasagna is just like a postmodern pizza.
It is basically.
Right.
It's
It's
I mean-
a deconstructed pizza.
It's a pasta cake.
Yeah.
Yes, I prefer pasta cake.
pasta cake.
I think that is correct.
Have you ever had milföy? I think it's how it's pronounced.
Yes.
Yeah.
Milfoy. Yeah.
Yeah,
mhm.
that is
Which is-
basically sweet lasagna, right? Like it's what it is.
Yeah. Okay. I hate that that's true, but yes, I mean, 'cause especially since it often contains cheese.
Like you replace the layers of dough, the layers of pasta with puff pastry, and you replace like the
Yeah.
bechamel sauce and cheese with custard
With
and-
like a sweetened, yeah, or sometimes even like a sweetened cheese, like a sweetened, what's the
The one that you would put in the cannoli.
yeah, what do you put
Yeah.
in the cannoli?
Mascarpone.
Yeah,
Yes.
like a sweetened mascarpone, and fruits for instead of tomatoes.
Yeah, there you go.
Milfoy. They're apparently idiotically difficult to prepare and idiotically difficult to eat, which is why they're French.
It depends. It depends on how you what type of puff pastry you use. The puff pastry
Well,
is
I mean,
dedicated. That is like designed to do this sort of thing. Is you can cut it relatively easily, especially after it soaks up some of the custard. And the trick.
Well, you just take one of those Pillsbury. You take one of those Pillsbury cans of highly compressed
Magic.
highly compressed cinnamon roll,
Disgusting.
and you just unroll it.
And then the French will fire you out of a cannon.
The other trick is that you heat up the blade of the knife that you're using to cut the cake. And then it will be able to cut through instead of just like, because puff pastry gets crispy, right? Like if you're not careful when you press down, it just like surges at the side and explodes.
Yeah.
But
It's
Right,
like,
you want to be able to temper your knife in a puff pastry.
It's like those like footage of the ships like when they get shot by a submarine and they just like split in half. Both sides go flying up. That's what it's like, except pastry.
it is often used in Italy for celebration, for whatever. For
really?
It is the Tugo cake for celebrations. Yeah.
I see,
Like
I had
for
assumed-
birthdays and for like anniversaries, that sort of thing.
Is it an Italian dessert? I thought it was French.
No, it's French, but it's
Oh, okay. But it's
Yeah.
also
You're
it's
allowed
common
to
in
make it
Italy.
real.
As it turns out, Italy and France are very close to each other, so there is some amount of overlap with
least
with
northern
Ushere
Italy.
border.
which neither of them will ever admit.
Yeah.
Look,
Don't quote me on this. But if you consult a globe, you might find something interesting about the locations of northern Italy and southern France.
Yeah.
the fact, like, geographically, it's closed. Like most European nations that are close to each other, we hate one another. But
Right. Because of some historical grievances going back, you know.
It's also the most industrious part of Italy and the laziest part of France.
yes,
Butting up right against each other.
which are probably about as
That's
industrious
true.
as each other, to be perfectly
Yeah.
frank with you. But...
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Local minima and maxima, but
Yeah.
very little difference. in
What
absolute-
is the United States equivalent of that? Where like you have the most industrious part of the United States next to the least industrious part of the United States.
It's like California and Nevada.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Nothing is actually produced in Nevada except for gambling.
Yeah.
Their chief export is gambling. Gambling and nuclear weapons.
Gambling and nuclear weapon test sites.
Yeah.
That's true. They didn't even make the nuclear weapons were made in fucking California.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're made a little more. Yeah.
Case closed.
Yeah.
This is just.
Case closed and atomically sealed.
So, what do we want to do next week?
Yeah, actually.
I mean, I've been writing like a little minor SLAB campaign, but it's up to y'all if you want to do anything with it.
I'd be down to go back to go back to run like a more long form thing.
Yeah, and
To do it in SLAB.
It wouldn't necessarily be super duper long form. It would be kind of episodic. So if you guys wanted to do it for like, 10 games or something, and then switch it up, I'd be totally down with that.
Yeah. I'm like, something like. I mean, if you look at it, like the whole Dave campaign, like that whole campaign lasted, I believe, something like 16 sessions. It wasn't like.
Yeah.
I will actually tell you immediately now exactly how long it was. Because we have the videos of all of it, which I am except for the first two, which I am sure Josh has been studying industriously, like he does for all of his recording of.
I
You have
just
never. You've never actually listened to to a recording. You just do it.
Well, I've listened to for most of them, everything that I need to know, I can just play. Like, having played a lot of chess in high school, the ability to exactly recount exactly what events happened in what order and for what reason is a skill that I honed immensely. So...
Been there, done that.
Yeah. Sometimes it takes me a couple days to like. It's sort of like when you like record a video conference, and it takes WebEx a few hours to come up with the upload for some reason. I kind of have to let it turn in the background, but usually I can run back through the whole thing and figure out whatever I need to figure out.
This is important.
17 sessions was the
17 sessions.
The original SLAB campaign.
But I figured, like, now that we've got all of these characters that we've constructed of a zillion different classes, you can just grab one that you liked and thought was useful and good, and
Counterpoint.
you guys can kind of powwow on what class really spoke to you the best, and then
Counterpoint.
Yes.
Josh has not played any characters, so he can't do that.
That's true. But Josh could create a SLAB character in 15 minutes, and it would be better than any SLAB character I could create in 15 years.
It's all fine.
Counterpoint. My favorite character out of all the ones that we have played is a literal ham sandwich, and I do not think there is. I don't think I am bringing.
Well, that's to Steven's point. I
Yeah.
chose a literal ham sandwich.
Could absolutely play as a literal ham sandwich.
I do not expect that to lend itself too much to the.
Well, my concepts kind of got more and more ridiculous as the
Yeah, I noticed that was kind of true for everybody. That like by the as we got to like session 3, we had like a guy
train.
named Hot Cold Man, the somebody who was like half man, half train. Like, it's like okay.
Choo.
Todd had resigned himself to playing just Spider-Man called Spider Monkey.
Yeah.
I think my tagline for the train guy should be, if you mess with the chew, you get the chew.
There we go.
Because choo choo.
Jokes
Right,
aside, yeah, but if I don't know,
so
do we want
probably-
to try and figure out what we want to do right now in terms of classes, or do we want to just talk during the week?
Probably what I will do. So now that we're done with this chunk, I will deploy the changes for offhand options. So now you'll be able to choose between free offhand. So open will be that you can always, or that +1 to aim. You can do two-handed, which I will now send that damage. So at level 1, holding some two-handed will now give you +1, and that will continue to increment instead of being 0,
right?
And then going to 1 when you get enhanced attack 1.
Okay.
And then you can use a shield, which will give you +1 to defense always, and then when you get ranks of enhanced attack, will also give you or enhanced defense. So you'll also get resistance equal to your enhanced defense.
Okay.
So it will give you that slightly juicier benefit when you're picking something that's defensive rather than offensive, because offensive abilities are flashier.
Yep.
Right. Same reason healers get to break the action economy. It's kind of a thankless job, and
somebody's got to do
something fun for it.
Nice.
And then I still haven't 100% figured out what I want to do with the secondary implements. So for what I'm gonna do is you get one implement set, right? So you can't swap implements during combat at all.
Okay.
So there are only 3 classes at this point that actually need 2 different types of implements. One of them is the survivalist, and it wouldn't be that bad if the current conduit attacks just became melee attacks with because like whether you're whether you're doing it by yelling really loud or hurling a big chunk of stone or like whatever, doesn't really matter that much, right? Like,
sure.
The idea is that your body is somehow interacting with the world and creating this like impact at a distance, like whether it's a shockwave or like a magic yell. I don't know if that's super critical, like you're cracking the earth, right? So I may just convert those and just get rid of the Font of Rage, even though I think it's a cool, evocative thing. Mechanically, I just don't know that it's gaining that much. And then the other one is when you're copying. So Adherent gets a second one that could just go away, and like it could just be like, okay, Adherent, you get like your implement can never be taken away from you. Whatever
Okay.
it is, like that's just baseline. It can't be taken away.
It is part of you.
Yeah, like it's like, well, whether it's part of you or it's just supernaturally inseparable from you,
Right.
is like one way or another. If someone tries to take this away from you, they will fail unless you are dead, right?
Yeah.
But if you want them to.
Yeah, like maybe you could give it to someone, but even then, like that would be a very strange thing for you to do, right?
Yeah. Well, you're passing the power
and-
down.
Wait, what was that, Todd? Oh, and then the last one is Chronicler, and I'm trying to remember if Chronicler still has any reasons, like if the formats of their cards still require them to use anything other than a conduit, and I'm not sure that they do.
Okay.
Oh, and then range attacks, but I think it's okay, right? So like if you're an opportunist and you want to have access to your ranged abilities, you choose that you're going to have like a thrown weapon in one hand, like you're gonna have like a hand crossbow and a dagger, right?
Right.
And if that's the choice you want to make, then you make that choice. And like you're an opportunist, like you make this optimal choice.
Yeah.
Right. And like I think that you tend to be a high expertise character anyway, and you tend not to need the other bonuses.
Okay.
So if you want to have that diversity, like that's just a choice that you make, and like,
and then you don't get the bonuses, but now you don't have to worry about having the right thing in your hand.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so either you take your melee implement and you give up the ability to use these things ranged,
right,
or you give yourself your, +1 to aim that probably doesn't matter, or your +1 to damage that will probably be wiped out by whatever your alternative is, right? So, like that your high expertise will more than make up for that if you want to be able to do ranged attacks. So
I like it.
Yeah. So I think it could, I need to double check the Chronicler ones. I think it would be okay if when you're copying an attack with a Chronicler, if like your conduit just counted as whatever type of implement. And I think that card may actually say that at this point. So like if you reiterate something, that it actually does work that way.
Okay.
Do I have, so I have my card thing here. Let me see if I can find reiterate real fast. No, that's one that rolls an additional aim die.
Yeah, revisit is the only thing that isn't conduit specific, but it's in any implement. So
yeah, so it says copy an attack card, apply effects and benefits. So reinforce is copy an attack card in an ally's discard pile, apply effects and benefits, use your aim and damage values. This is implement conduit, and revisit was the one.
revisit, yeah, it's got the any as the implement.
Yeah, so if I just change that to conduit, or I can add text here that would make the conduit. Well, I'll take a quick look at it, but I think like I can just patch this away so that like basically you use your conduit as whatever the reference implement type is.
Okay.
So I think it's fine, and I'll get rid of the button that lets you add second implement. So I should be able to deploy that later this week or over the weekend or something, but that should be active by Monday.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Alrighty.
Okay. Well, we'll figure out who wants what kind of as the week goes on.
Yeah, figure that out and let me know. And I might give you at some point during the week. I might send you all just like a little bit of info about kind of
like where we need to be trying to like fit in, kind of like when
exactly
where Josh started. We were kind of like we had this whole thing. We had the constraint of we're starting from this high school, right? So we need to have, we need to fit into the narrative,
just basic
and
life building.
Yeah.
Yep. Very cool. All right. Well, good game, y'all, and I'll talk to you through the week, and we'll see you next week.
Talk to you next time.
Right. Cool.
Bye.
Bye.
Everybody. See y'all.
See ya.
Later. All right, and for those watching the stream, that means it's time for me to take a little bit of a break, and I will be back in probably something like 15 minutes with I would guess Final Fantasy. Talk to you then.